the fact that you do not want to be a parent to him. Own the fact that you want him to have enough of a fucking spine to show up for himself so that when he does kneel to you, he kneels to you from a place of empowerment instead of from a place of abdication. You don't want a man that you can walk all over, unless that's your king, but you don't want a man that you can walk all over all the time. You want a man who is strong enough to stand tall, wise enough to lead, and smart enough to recognize when he needs to kneel, and that he can kneel to you from a place of devotion and strength and presence, as opposed to from a place of abdication. And this is not something that's really spoken about much in all these things. It's not something that is readily addressed, but it is an essential truth. Now, I have a program that I'm just going to put this out there. I have a program that I am going to be putting together. And it is actually a fleshed out version of a program I put out in April called the Sovereign Code, but this is actually going to be a live cohort connection where we're going to be doing a lot more than what we did in the Sovereign Code. The Sovereign Code was kind of like a little bit of a taste of where I want to go with this. And that's going to be coming out later this summer. I'm just finally in a place where I'm ready to start working on this. I kind of had to put everything as far as sovereign submission went onto the back burner for a while I worked on my magical experiments business. My magical experiments business is getting to a place where I can say, okay, I can turn down the heat on this one and turn the heat up on sovereign submission again. And I've also just needed some time to take a real hard look at what I'm seeing with submissive men. And I think a huge part of what I see with submissive men, and this is going to sting men, is you abdicate your power and your responsibility and you call it submission, and it is not. It is just weakness. It's a hard thing to hear. You don't want to hear it, and I get it. I wouldn't want to hear it either, but here's the truth. When we give away our deepest sense of responsibility and power, we give away our strength. We're not giving it away from a place of service. We're giving it away from a place of exhaustion. And it's time to own that and recognize it. And that's what this program's about. So that when you kneel to her, it doesn't come from a place of, I want to be taken care of. It comes from a place of, I'm doing this because I already have the strength and presence to give her myself fully and freely. Because really, at the end of the day, that's what she wants. That's what every woman wants. The women who say they want men to lead, that's what they want. They want a man who shows up in presence. They think they want leadership. They don't want leadership. They want a man who shows up in and with presence and devotion. But they need to know that he's strong enough to do that. But strength is such a fascinating topic, and it's one of the topics we're going to explore at some length because there is a lot of baggage with strength. So keep your eyes peeled. That's coming down the pipeline here.